Xpression on 919 Real FM. Unfiltered truth, cultural pride, and the power of radio to amplify voices in Grenada. Woo! Tune in on the spice side, where the airwaves free read. A night for mine. You see, whoa. No sugar-coated lyrics, no fabricated vibe, just the raw truth that flow like Mount Quaqua Tribe. Ooh. From Grand Ends to St. George, this the people them a shout. Real expression now, I'd let your heart pour out. Ooh. Oh, microphone to the heavens, the signal strong and clear. Voices of the voiceless, the oppressed, the sincere. Real FM are the vessel, your message fill the air. Speak your truth, Grenada, where your heart there. Real expression, real connection. 91.9, the righteous reflection. From the hills to the harbor, hear the nation sing. Real FM, the sound will make freedom ring. Real expression, real connection. 91.9, the righteous reflection from the...
Good morning to Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique. A time check for you, 3 minutes past 7 o'clock. Good morning, let us pray.
Good morning to you and good morning to the nation. This morning, Lord, we give you thanks. We give you praise. We glorify your name because your name is worthy to be praised. Without you, we cannot do anything. We thank you for putting us to bed. We thank you for waking us up, especially those who are lucky to see the morning rising sun at right time getting up morning. Father God, this morning I bring the country before you. Remember Grenada in morning, remember Carriacou and Petit Martinique. Father, remember the four corners of Grenada. Father, remember the entire of Grenada. Father, take charge and control over your country, your village, your parish, and even your people this hour, blessed Lord. Father, in a time like now, I bring the school children before you. Father, they traveling every day up and down. I have to receive deliverance for each and every one of them. I have to for guidance and protection. Pass by every schoolhouse this hour, Lord. Remember the teachers, remember the principals. Father, remember the security, each and every one are taking care of them, Lord. Look over each and every one of them this morning, Lord. Oh God, on our Father, this hour, blessed Lord. Pass by your children this hour, Lord. Remember the Prime Minister I bring before you. Remember the ministers is in your hand. Remember the opposition party. Remember the ministers this hour, Lord. Father God, look over each and every one of them this hour, Lord. We will leave them not alone, but still support and comfort them. Father, keep them on praying ground and on watchful tongues. Help them to pray and pray the life away this hour, blessed Lord. Look over your children this hour, Lord. Father, remember the boat on the ocean this hour, Lord. I bring it before you this morning, blessed Lord. Father, remember each and every one of them on that boat, especially the coast guard I bring before you. Reach out and touch it and every one this morning, Lord. Guide them and protect them. Father, the sick and afflicted one, those who cannot help themselves. Remember them, Lord. Pass by each and every one of them, those that could help themselves and those that cannot help themselves. The entire force I bring before you. Pass by all police station this hour, Lord. Look over each and every one of them. Remember them this morning. Father, bless them, keep them on praying ground. Remember the SSU, Lord. Remember the RRU. I bring before you, Father, they allow our children and our brothers and sisters. Control them this hour, blessed Lord. And walk as I bring before you here and everywhere. Look over them this morning. Father, in a time like now, the road is rough and the road is tough, but with you, Jesus, and each and everyone could make it this hour, Lord. The sick and afflicted one. Pass by the hospital. Pass by each and every one of them bedside. Remember the nurses, remember the doctors. Remember the staff I bring before each and every one of them, Lord. Father, the bosses I bring before you, the driver, the conductor, the passenger. But I remember each and every one of them, those I could mention and those I cannot mention, this our Lord. Remember not south, east and west, this our Lord. But as you coaching, lead them up, it down, prop them up every bend inside and do for them what they cannot do for themselves. I'm begging you for mercy, pardon, and forgiveness for each and every one, and even for myself to this one, Lord. Father, those in all different homes, I bring before you. Remember the children this hour, Lord. Father, remember the prison I bring before you. Father, young and tender plant. Father, some are sick and some are sad, some are love the love they have. Father, some are love the freedom this hour, Lord. You know them better than I do. You know them, General Master. Look over each and every one. Father, the staff what they with them, Lord, remember them. Father, this morning, I said, Lord, I bring that son before you and I lift him up to you. Father, you know him by name and you know him by number and you are pointed to him. Father, look over him this morning, Lord. Father, you may left behind each and every one of them in that home. I bring them before you. Bless them if thou be so pleased. Might be some as a mustard seed, but shall you blessing unto each and every one. Remember them this morning, blessed Lord. Father, the staff I bring before you, Lord. Remember the staff this hour, blessed Lord. Each and every one of them. Take them in charge if thou be so pleased. Keep the eyes open, Lord. My name is like one month lasting that cannot be broken. The stand is in your hand this hour, Lord. Take that son in charge. If thou be so pleased. Father, walk with him and talk with him. Save him by your saving grace. Do for him what you cannot do for himself. You spring up his body. Look over each and every one of them. With your body look it. Guide them and protect them. Keep them on praying ground. My God and my King. This our blessed Lord. My village and my people I bring before you. Remember Miss Matters and I bring before you this our Lord. Father, say and see household this our Lord, each and every one of them in that home. Bless them this morning, Lord. Guide and protect them. Remember Kami I bring before you. Father, pass by that data home. Father, do for what you cannot do for yourself. Father, keep her on praying ground and on watchful thumbs. Remember Miss Joby in your hand this our Lord. Remember me, Jacob pass by the home this our Lord. Guide them and protect them this our Lord. Pass by him kids this our Lord. Remember that you can afflicted one. Remember my friend this our Lord, my God and my King. You know us better than we do. Father, remember us, Lord. Father, I know your ways is not deaf. Hear us when we calling you, Lord. May your eyes is not blind to look us. Give us a feet down below. Father, your feet is not to shut to meet you and have the way. Father, we need you, Lord. We need you more than ever. There is time the road is rough. There is time the road is tough. But with you, Jesus, I know we can make it. As you tell the disciples to say, our Father which art in heaven, holy be thy name, thy kingdom come, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us the days our daily bread and forgive us our trespasses as we forgive those who trespass against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from all evil, for thy is the kingdom, the power and the glory forever and ever. Amen and amen. Thank you, Lord. Thank you. Hello?
Thank you very much.
Okay.
All
Have
right.
a
Have a good
good
day.
day. Yes, same to you.
All right. Take care.
Real expression on 919 Real FM. Unfiltered truth, cultural pride, and the power of radio to amplify voices in Grenada. Woo! Tune in on the spice side, where the airwaves free read. On the radio see. Whoa. No sugar-coated lyrics, no fabricated vibe. Just the raw truth that flow like Mount Quaqua Tribe. Ooh. From Grand Anse to St. George, this the people them a shout. Real expression now, I let your heart pour out. Ooh. Oh, microphone to the heavens, the signal strong and clear. Voices of the voiceless, the oppressed, the sincere. Real FM are the vessel, your message fill the air. Speak your truth, Grenada, where your heart there. Real expression.
Let us take you on a journey like no other. From the south, the east, the west, and finally the north, where the real fun begins. Real FM.
In an industry where customers expect quality, M&N Hardware Limited is a leader in locally manufactured aluminum windows, doors, roofing, and guttering. Our manufacturing division is efficient, flexible, and will always go the extra mile to surpass customer expectations. If you need security, sash, casement, or projected windows, we're able to do it. Our security and heavy-duty doors are state-of-the-art and can be customized specifically for you. Using innovative coating technologies and protective film, our roofing and guttering is weather-resistant, providing outstanding color retention for many years. Available in 24 and 26 gauge and a variety of color options. We are the leading company, a family that is proving to customers they can have their dream products. M&N Hardware Limited. Foundation to roof, let's build together.
Angel's Beauty Salon and Barbershop, Bruce Street Mall, St. George's, your one-stop destination for all things beauty. Hair services, relaxes, waves, treatments, braids, cornrows, natural hairstyles, locks and lock installation, wig installation, nail services, acrylic nails, gel nails, pedicures, and more. Call or WhatsApp us today, 1473-403-4421 to book your appointment today.
It's in the feeling and how we talk. It's in the meaning and our spark. It is the thing that sets us apart. Who we are. Cause the rhythm of life keeps pumping. Together going strong. No matter what we keep exploring. Before we will go all in. Our hands up in the sky. Celebrate and come let your rhythm flow.
Turn us on via www.drealfmgrenada.com or WhatsApp us today, 442-0175.
Real expression on 919 Real FM. Unfiltered truth, cultural pride, and the power of radio to amplify voices in Grenada. Whoa! Tune in on the spice side, hear the airwaves free read. On the radio see. Whoa. No sugar-coated lyrics, no fabricated vibe, just the raw truth that flow like Mount Quaqua tribe. Ooh. From Grand Anse to St. George, this the people them a shout. Real expression now, I let your heart pour out. Ooh. Oh, microphone to the heavens, the signal strong and clear. Voices of the voiceless, the oppressed, the sincere. Real FM are the vessel, your message fill the air. Speak your truth, Grenada, where your heart there. Real expression, real connection. 91.9, the righteous reflection. From the hills to the harbor, hear the nation sing. Real FM, the sound when make freedom ring. Real expression, real connection. 91.9, the righteous reflection. From the hills to the harbor, hear the nation sing. Real FM, the sound when make freedom ring. Shaman chant the blues, farmer hymn the rain. Mama shares her wisdom, youths them chant for change. The radio no silence the struggles we face. Amplify the joy, the pain, the grace. Not making of the rhythm, cocoa in of the bass. Real FM hold the mirror to the spice all face. Ooh, yeah. Real up the truth selector, let the people speak. 91.9, no weak heart, no meek. From Carriacou shores to the Crater Lake Beach. Real expression loud and the nation loves. Lyrics are a temple, the DJ is the priest. Every song a sermon, every word released. No censorship, no change, just the real expression on 919 Real FM. Unfiltered truth, cultural pride, and the power of radio to amplify voices in Grenada. Whoa! Tune in on the spice side, hear the airwaves free read. On the radio see.
Good morning.
Good morning to you. Good morning to the nation. I read from the word of God, Matthew chapter 16, verse 12. Sorry, eh?
Take your time. Take your time.
Matthew chapter 17, verses 5. While he yet spake, behold, a bright cloud overshadowed them, and behold, a voice out of the cloud, which said, This is my beloved Son, in him I am well pleased. Hear him. And when the disciples heard it, they fell on their faces and were so afraid. And Jesus came and touched them and said, Arise and be not afraid. And when they heard lift up their eyes, they saw no man, saw Jesus only. This is the end of the scripture reading.
Thank you very much.
You have a wonderful day.
You too.
Bye-bye.
All right, bye.
Real expression on 919 Real FM. Unfiltered truth, cultural pride, and the power of radio to amplify voices in Grenada. Whoa! Tune in on the spice side, where the airwaves free read. On the radio see. Whoa! No sugar-coated lyrics, no fabricated vibe, just the raw truth a flow like Mount Kwakwa tribe. Ooh. From Grand Anse to St. George, this the people them a shout. Real expression now hide, let your heart pour out. Ooh. Oh, microphone to the heavens, the signal strong and clear. Voices of the voiceless, the oppressed, the sincere. Real FM, the vessel, your message fill the air. Speak your truth, Grenada, where your heart there. Real expression, real connection. 91.9, the righteous reflection. From the hills to the harbor, hear the nation sing. Real FM, the sound when make freedom ring. Real expression, real connection. 91.9, the righteous reflection. From the hills to the harbor, hear the nation sing. Real FM, the sound when make freedom ring. Fisherman chant the blues, farmer hymn the rain. Mama shares her wisdom, youths them chant for change. The radio no silence the struggles we face. Amplify the joy, the pain, the grace. Not making of the rhythm, cocoa in at the bass. Real FM hold the mirror to the spice all face. Ooh, yeah. Reel up the truth selector, let the people speak. 91.9, no weak heart, no meek. From Carriacou shores to the Crater Lake deep. Real expression loud and the nation lost.
Good morning again, folks. As we head over to the Met office, we're speaking with Miss Nicole Jones. Good morning.
Hi, good morning to you all listeners. Here's the weather for today, Wednesday, the 20th January, 2026, as recorded at Morris Bishop International Airport. Presently, the weather is fair. Winds are from the east at 16 miles per hour. Barometric pressure is 1015.2 millibar, which is above normal and rising. The present temperature is 24.8 degrees Celsius. Relative humidity is 78%. Yesterday's maximum temperature was 30.5 degrees Celsius. Last night meant 25 degrees Celsius. Over the past 24 hours, 0 millimeters was recorded. Hence, the total for the month remained at 28.5 millimeters. Now we move to the public forecast, valid for today and tonight. The weather is expected to be mostly fair with a low chance of brief isolated showers. Maximum temperature 31 degrees Celsius. The winds are expected to be northeasterly to east-southeasterly at 12 to 22 miles per hour. Seas moderate to rough with waves 6 to 9 feet in northeasterly to easterly swells. Marine advisory remain in effect. High tide today will be at 10:30 a.m., low tide 6:30 p.m. Sunset 6:07, sunrise 6:32. Just to repeat the public forecast valid for today and tonight, mostly fair with a low chance of brief isolated showers. Maximum temperature 31 degrees Celsius. Reporting from the Morris Bishop International Airport, I'm Nicole Jones. Do have yourself a wonderful morning.
You too. Take care.
Okay, bye.
All right, bye.
Real expression on 919 Real FM. Unfiltered truth, cultural pride, and the power of radio to amplify voices in Grenada. Whoa! Tune in on the spice side, where the air.
take you on a journey like no other from the South, the East, the West, and finally the North, where the real fun begins. Real FM.
Check your calendar, mark the date because February 1st, all roads lead to Success for the Breakwater Food Festival. Join us in the Lowtown and Breakwater for a full day of fun, flavor, and pure community vibe as we celebrate the best of the North. That's right, free food, live music, culture, games, and good times. Enjoy mouth-watering dishes from some of our favorite local food spots, sweet music in the air, and fun for friends, family, and visitors alike. So bring your appetite and your energy. We'll handle the rest. The Breakwater Food Festival, where food, fun, and community come together. Come, taste the North, feel the vibe, and experience a taste like never before. February 1st, Breakwater Food Festival. Don't miss it.
It wasn't me, but I can convince you. Whoever telling you about me is wrong person.
Grenville Cooperative Credit Union Limited advises members and the general public of new operating hours at its branches. The Customer Service Center at Seton Brown Street, Grenville, is open Monday to Thursday 7:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. and on Friday 7:30 a.m. to 3:30 p.m. The main office on Jubilee Street, Grenville, is open Monday to Thursday 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. and Fridays 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. The Lucas Street St. George's branch operates Monday to Thursday from 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. and Fridays 8 a.m. to 4 p.m. For the Grand Anse branch, Monday to Thursday 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Fridays 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. We look forward to serving you. Grenville Cooperative Credit Union, the credit union of Grenville.
The Accountant General Division invites you to its vendors consultation. Join us Friday, January 16th at 10 a.m. at the Galleria Mall Conference Room 2. This consultation is your opportunity to engage directly, share feedback, and learn more about vendors' processes and systems within government. All vendors and service providers are encouraged to attend. Registration is required. Scan the QR code or visit finance.gd to register today. Let your voice be heard. The Accountant General Division, working with you for better service delivery.
In Grenada, we supply fertilizers, herbicides, seedlings, and nursery supplies, diesel water pumps, walk-behind tillers, organic and environmentally friendly agricultural inputs. We're serving you from 2 locations at Birch Grove and booth 34 at the Vendors Market in Grenville. Cost-effective agricultural solutions for all your needs. Visit Gittins Home and Garden Center for the best in everything agriculture. Call us on 409-2175 or 438-4337. Gittins Home and Garden Center, from your farm to your backyard.
Are you passionate about helping others? Caring, compassionate, and reliable? Then guess what? This job is calling your name. A caregiver is needed in Duquesne St. Mark, and it can be you making the difference. Don't sit back. Step up, shine, and show your heart. Call 442-9749 right now. That's 442-9749. Be the caregiver who changes lives starting today. Don't miss your chance to make an impact.
Check your calendar, mark the date because February 1st, all roads lead to Success for the Breakwater Food Festival. Join us in the Lowtown and Breakwater for a full day of fun, flavor, and pure community vibe as we celebrate the best of the North. That's right, free food, live music, culture, games, and good times. Enjoy mouth-watering dishes from some of our favorite local food spots, sweet music in the air, and fun for friends, family, and visitors alike. So bring your appetite and your energy. We'll handle the rest. The Breakwater Food Festival, where food, fun, and community come together. Come, taste the North, feel the vibe, and experience a taste like never before. February 1st, Breakwater Food Festival. Don't miss it.
It wasn't me, but I can convince you. Whoever telling you but me is wrong person.
Step inside. Immerse yourself in colors that come alive.
Color by Sissy.
Let your imagination run wild. Surround yourself in a world of colors.
Color by Sissy.
Endless inspiration. Bold expression. Bold expression.
Color by Sissons. Sissons. Express your style with Color by Sissons.
Broadcasting from the historical Parish Main Street, Surtees, to your home, vehicle, and office. Today's hit music on Real FM.
Real expression on 919 Real FM. Unfiltered truth, cultural pride, and the power of radio to amplify voices in Grenada. Whoa! Tune in on the spice side, where the airwaves free read. The night for my night. On the radio see. Whoa! No sugar-coated lyrics, no fabricated vibe, just the raw truth that flow like Mount Quack Tribe. Ooh. From Grand Ends to St. George, this the people them a shout. Real expression now, I'd let your heart pour out. Ooh. Oh, microphone to the heavens, the signal strong and clear. Voices of the voiceless, the oppressed, the sincere. Real FM, the vessel, your message fill the air. Speak your truth, grenade away your heart there. Real expression, real connection. 91.9, the righteous reflection. From the hills to the harbor, hear the nation say. Real FM is so freedom ring. Real expression, real connection. 91.9, the righteous reflection. From the hills to the harbor, hear the nation sing. Real FM, the sound where make freedom ring. Shaman chant the blues, farmer hymn the rain. Mama shares her wisdom, youths them chant for change. The radio no silence the struggles we face. Amplify the joy, the pain, the grace. Nutmeg in the rhythm, cocoa in the bass. Real FM hold the mirror to the spice all face. Real up the truth selector, let the people speak. 91.9, no we can't, no me. From Carriacou shores to the Crater Lake beat. Real expression loud and the nation long. Lyrics are a temple, the DJ is the priest. Every song a sermon, every word released. No censorship, no chains, just the soul laid bare. Grenada's heartbeat pulsing through the FM here. When the storm take the island, the signal still repair. Real FM 91.9, the sound of prayer. Real expression, real vibration. 91.9, the soul of the nation. Keep the frequency alive, no hesitation. Grenada voice rise, scripted lyrics, no fabricated vibe. Just the raw truth a flow like Mount Kwakwa tribe. Ooh. From Grand Anse to St. George, this the people them a shout. Real expression now hide, let your heart pour out. Microphone to the heavens, the signal strong and clear. Voices of the voiceless, the oppressed, the sincere. Real FM, the vessel, your message fill the ear. Speak your truth, grenade away your heart there. Real expression, real connection. 91.9, the righteous reflection. From the hills to the harbor, hear the nation sing. Real FM, the sound where make freedom ring. Real expression, real connection. 91.9, the righteous.
Good morning to Fitlin. How things? 33 minutes past 7 o'clock. Good morning to my co-host.
Hold on, get that thing straight. I am the host, you the co. Don't get that thing tied up at all.
Your dog this time then the boom swing.
Yeah, dog that shit right.
Your dog that one.
Yeah, dog that ain't taking that one just so you're mad. Yeah.
That's the...
Yeah. Monitor for a guest to be joining us. Eh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I'm not gonna say who it is.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not even gonna say. We talked to him for about 45 minutes, half an hour to 45 minutes. But it's going to be a very interesting conversation that you are going to like. It's going to be a very interesting conversation that you are going to like.
Kathleen, good morning.
You know, right now you edge me out, eh?
With what?
Yeah, you edge me out.
With what?
Yeah, I ain't talking to Faitlin again.
Careful what you see there, you know.
Yeah, I tell you, I ain't talking
Mike could cut off on you, you know.
Well, but I know that what you edge me out, man. She ain't bothering me again. You know she's back, eh?
Yeah, she called me.
Right, and she tell me about it. I don't make a joke with that, for real.
Good morning to Angel Map.
That's my girl now. That's my girl.
You switch?
Yeah, I switch. I'm a girl.
Let me see how long you go to switch.
That my dupes right there. That dupes right there. Yeah. Everybody else get dropped. Everybody else drop as I find how they call I want to close me up, but how bother Angela Natalia. She want to close up and thing. No. No. My new girl is what's her name again? Angel Map. That's my new girl. Yeah. Yeah, man. So everything good?
Yeah. Another day in the spice.
Another day. Food festival, boy.
That go bad.
Yeah, Breakwater Food Festival.
That is gonna be grand. So much of free food all day.
Yeah, well, it starts at breakfast, eh?
Breakfast too?
Yeah, it starts at breakfast. There's gonna be breakfast. Abby will have. So I know about. I only know about Abby and. I wonder if. Hold on, let me do a double check here. Shomi, I'm not too sure Shomi is going to have breakfast, but Blacks is going to have breakfast.
Okay.
Yeah, Blacks is going to have breakfast. Let me see if I can do some and figure out who has what. Okay. Shomi's menu is a bad one. Bad. Roast pig, rice and cuckoo, conky, barbecue chicken, breadfruit salad, black eyed peas and rice, and drinks on sale, of course. Yeah? That is show me. Let me see. Chef de Ouvra. Who is that? I don't know. I'm trying to figure out here. Cuckoo, callaloo, fall foot waters, stew chicken, rice and peas. Yeah. That coming. That is opposite the bus terminal. So, that would be right close to where Fraser's place is, I guess.
Right.
Yeah. All right, so let's go again and let's see. The St. Patrick's Carnival Committee, they're supposed to be there too. Let me see, but they have pea soup, they have fish, they have managed waters, and they have corn soup. Yeah. All right. Let's see who else. Carry on down. Well, it's gonna be Trudy and her group doing drumming and dancing and showcasing our culture like that with drums. So Trudy and her group will be there. The St. Patrick African warrior dancers. I expect the St. Patrick Steel Pan, I expect them to make an appearance also. Abby's place. That's your place.
Yeah.
Abby has barbecue lambi, uncle. Barbecued lambi. Yeah. Rice and peas, Persian, pumpkin, stew pork, cuckoo, soup, barbecue chicken.
Your guest is there.
My guest is there? Yeah. He looks good enough for us to put him up?
He's sorting out himself.
He's sorting out or sort? He's sorting out right now? Okay.
Angling the camera.
Yeah, let the angle. When he figure it out, and then we'll know when he is ready. Fahrenheit band is going to be there too, right?
That's a big one.
Yeah, Fahrenheit band is going to be part of the session. They're going to be with blacks on the at the breakwater itself. They're going to be performing there at a particular time. I think it's sometime around 9 o'clock in the evening. I'm not too sure the time. And who else is there? Okay, there's going to be food at Kenny's car park. That's opposite the gas station there. You have oil dong, rice and peas, stew chicken, curry chicken, and pea soup. And there's going to be there's a stall that's going to be special, run by Andre Donald and Robert White. Yeah, that one is all things sweet plus. All things sweet plus.
Too thick.
You can say what you want. All things sweet plus. That's gonna be nice. We having coconut tart, sugar cake, groundnut sugar cake. Was looking forward to have some potato pudding, but I can't seem to get some potatoes. I don't know if there's anybody who has potatoes who listening right now. You know my number 4576188. I'd like to purchase a couple pounds of potatoes so I can make that sweet potato pudding. Yeah, so if you could do that, if you can link me with that now, I'll be very, very happy. Been trying to get some potatoes, but have not been successful. Some cassava too. Yeah, some cassava too. If we can get some cassava, we'll be happy to get some of that and make some cassava pone. So the thing gonna be nice.
I think your guest is ready when you are.
My guest is ready. Okay. So, Gates, you know that over the past week or two, we've been having a lot of conversation in Grenada, and Real FM, of course, will never be left out of it. We'll be having quite a bit of conversation on the new thing that's trending, re-government. And the new thing that's trending re-government has to do with the ganja. And the gentleman I'm going to speak to, he has been on Real FM. As a matter of fact, Real FM was introduced to him by one of our past workers, Simone. Simone was the one who introduced him to us. And he's always been a friend, always been there. And I know for a fact that he's been one who's been advocating. He's been one who's been advocating about the the marijuana, and he must be, I'm hoping, and I'm saying that he must be pleased, Gates, that the decriminalization of marijuana has taken place in Grenada, and I'll say finally it has taken place, and that is good. The previous administration, they did have a bill before Parliament that the first reading was done when the Honorable Peter David was the Minister for Agriculture. He had brought a bill to Parliament and the first reading had taken place. This present administration, they disregard, as they disregard everything that NNP did. They ain't want to know, they ain't want to be part of it. That's okay. As long as you do it, and you do it for Grenada. So they disregarded that and they came with a new bill, albeit the new bill carried the same name, and a lot of the things in the new bill was part of the old one that was before the house. But that is beside the point. You know, what is important is that it was done. And what is also important is not something that they came up and say, hey, we're doing this for new. What they should have done is legalize as they promised. They did not legalize, they decriminalize. And to hear his views on it, I thought I'll bring my brother and good friend. Gates, are you ready to bring him up? Yeah, my brother and good friend, Saisha. Saisha, good morning to you. How are you doing?
I am awake. That's good.
Yeah, I see that. Saisha, I realized you ambushing me, right? So you brought a new guest and you didn't even tell me. That is an ambush, you know.
Nah, man. I told you that when we spoke. I was like, I'm gonna bring somebody on with me, my business partner.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't hear that part, but that's okay still. I know you like to ambush me, yeah? Well, that's okay. Because you hiking in the bushes these days, you're deciding to ambush your brethren.
Well, it's the most Grenadian thing to do.
How are you, though? How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Thanks for asking. All things considered, last year was a tough year. But we're still here. We got life. We're breathing. So, and there's a bill that at least passed the House. So let's see how things work from here.
All right, introduce us to your friend.
Well, this is Bevon Finley. It's my business partner. That's my co-pilot that we've been working together for many years. Since right after the first interview we had with you. Mm-hmm. Even in terms of helping the last administration, the last administration had invited him in right at the end of the administration, right before the election. But then the election was called, and everything got turned upside down. But this was going to be the gentleman that was going to be working with the last administration to help. And we together was trying to help with this legislation to no avail somewhat. Some things were taken and the rest was disregarded for.
So what's the gentleman's name, Saisha? You didn't give us a name.
Right. I'll let him
my name is Bevan Finley. I'm grateful to be back here a second time, Mr. Don, so appreciate it. I grew up here in Grenada. I lived in the States, and I used to have a hemp school in the United States, in Richmond, Virginia. And so I've been in the cannabis industry for the last 10 years and tech for 20 years. And so I moved back here in September 2023 to be a part of helping and see what I can do to help my country.
We spoke before.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. It's all coming back to me now.
Andre, watch that. Watch that. Try a different street. That one too strong.
Relax yourself. That one too strong. I agree with you.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. So, but before we get into it this morning, Saisha, tell us about how you're going. Is it the hiking business that you're in now, right?
Yes. So I own my own hiking tour company, Grenada. I saw some people in the industry did some very odd things with foreigners here. They just brought them to Granada Town and let them go to, I guess, wander. But these people didn't look like they walk much, and it was raining. So after seeing that, I figured that. And then the other thing I saw was people basically just trafficking people from point A to point B, taking random pictures of things they know nothing about.
Uh-oh.
My my idea was, okay, if you pay all this money to come to Grenada, and you only get static pictures that you can get from your house, why are you coming to Grenada? You have no context. There's nothing to go with. Just a picture. You can get that on Facebook. So my idea was to, instead of just hiking from point A to point B, make it experiential, so that when you leave with something. You feel a Grenadian. You can tell someone about Grenada that would inspire them to come here, even if it's just tasting a mango or understanding that the leaves of cloves have different smells. Just anything, or even just some of the history. The fact that we were, running up the charts with the tropical flowers at the flower show. These things, our rum, anything, but some context to some of the things that they're getting instead of just random pictures you can get on Facebook.
So therein had the onset of your company.
Yes.
How's it going?
Pretty good. Last year was a little hard. There was a lot of spaces in between the waves, as I like to call them. However, we made it through, and we're here today, and we're good.
All right. So, where are some of the places that you hiked to?
What are you trying to get away with my job?
I'm just trying to let more people know what's happening, so at least you get some business.
No, I'm just messing with you. So most of the place that the tourists visit here, I would take people to those places, but when I take them there, they see a different view. They see a different perspective. So I took a lady to Concord once. She said she's been to the Grenada 5 times in the last 20 years, and she's been to Concord 4. And after she went on the hike with me, when she came back, she said, so even though I've been here 4 times before, I've never seen this place. The place you just showed me, I've never seen before. And I've walked that same road 4 times already.
Wow. That's interesting. So that's the difference with you.
Yes.
You give them a totally different experience. Speaking of which, how is Concord though? I haven't been there for a while.
Funny enough, if anybody could hear me, it needs work. So the second fall, there is some sliding, and the trail is going to need to be cut. A new trail is going to need to be cut to get to the waterfall. If they keep allowing especially the cruise ship people to go up there, they're going to have an incident up there where someone's going to get hurt really bad. It's that bad. Yeah, there's 2 slides that happen, and they're on the edge of like maybe 20 feet straight into rocks in the water.
Okay, but aren't they doing some?
No, that's I think that's with the water company and the dam and stuff like that. No, most Grenadians don't know Grenada. So Concord has 3 waterfalls.
Okay.
The first one where everyone pulls up and go into, and when you park there, there's 2 higher up. There's a bigger one higher up and a small one to the right. Actually really pretty waterfalls. It's a really nice hike. It's not very treacherous or very hard. However, when you get right before the waterfall, let's say about 500 yards, there's a trail you have to climb across almost on the edge of a cliff, and the dirt on that slid off.
Okay.
So now we have to go higher up, but they need to cut a road. We can make it because we're accustomed to walking there. But a foreigner, 1, it looks terrifying for them, and 2, if they slip off of that, that's a problem. So let's say you're taking 3 people up there, you can only really grab the first 2. That third person.
I heard you say foreigner, but I saw your hand going towards your left, pointing towards your left. You're not saying my friend is a foreigner, are you?
No.
I saw your hand go over there, so I'm saying, well, okay.
No, my hand is my hand gesture. Just
okay. I'm just trying to look out for my brother.
See?
I tell you that strain is not working.
I told
good.
You.
It's not working good, yo.
All right, whoever is in that studio, move that thing from in there, please. Please, just put it in the next room. You can get it when you're done. And tomorrow, make sure you don't touch that before you finish, eh? I'll be responsible for people's, I'm too young.
So, this morning, I'd like to speak to you basically about the progress or lack thereof as it relates to marijuana in Grenada. We had a situation where the the past administration, they had started the process of decriminalizing marijuana. Elections came, and in their election campaign, the National Democratic Congress, which is the administration that's in office, they made the promise, we are going to legalize. And I guess that lit up a lot of people's eyes, and bulbs and all sort of things started to go off in their heads. Hey, yeah, legalize, great. However, 3-4 years later, we have seen that they have not legalized, but they have decriminalized. Have they sold the people short, Saija?
I'm not sure about short. Selling, yes. Short, I don't know. So I think I think the word decriminalize and legalization, I think got somewhere and they got mixed up in some people's heads. So for example, cannabis, I don't think it would ever be legalized, because then that means children can use it. Children can go and buy water because it's legal. Children cannot buy alcohol because it's a controlled substance. With a legal framework for authorized people to be able to use and produce it. And I think the wording, when they said they're going to legalize, I'm not sure if it was personal or purposeful, because I'm not in the mind of the people that made those statements. But the thing I can say is maybe they were confused about what legalization really means. If not, then that would be very deceptive, because if you legalize cannabis, any and every human being on this island will have the right to use it, period.
So, well, could it be a situation whereby we are mixing up the two, and we are thinking that decrim and legalization is the same thing? Do you think that is what is happening here?
I think that's what's happening. So I think what's happening is, when you decriminalize cannabis, it will create a legal avenue for authorized people 21 years and older, as the legislation says, to be able to use it legally. Doesn't mean that it's been legalized. Just like you can legally drink alcohol, but alcohol is not legalized. Alcohol is controlled. You see? I think I think that might be the issue in terms of, because even when I was speaking about it on your program and other programs earlier, when people ask, the idea is to have a controlled, well-regulated regime surrounding cannabis, so that people who, as they say, children should not have it. We have regulations and structures in place to keep that. Adults who can use it should be able to. There should be structures in place for that. However, to say that you're going to legalize cannabis is sort of a misnomer, because if you legalize a drug, as you say, is a drug, then that means children now can use that drug without any parental consent, any doctor, anybody, because it's legal. They can walk in the store and buy candy, it's legal, but they can't buy cigarettes because it's controlled.
So do you believe that what we should have done is legalize but control it, have certain measures?
No, I think it should be decriminalized with and well regulated, so that people can use it freely in a way that is in accordance with the new guidelines, whatever those are. I think in our opinion, what could have happened is a dialogue with the people of Grenada that, to me, did not happen. I'm disheartened by that, because I think they lost a big opportunity to even create a better bill than is there right now that would make more sense. Right now, it feels rushed a bit. And if and when you have that dialogue, you will come up with all these different things. For example, we needed to have a long conversation about what decriminalization really looks like and what it really means and how it will affect people. And what does legalization look like? And can that even be possible with this particular plant that we're trying to deal with? What do we really want? Now that we understand these two different things, do we want decrim or do we want legal? And how do we want that done? I thought that was called consultation. I thought we were supposed to be consulted, because as the ministers that was responsible for this, or other ministers, said that they will not write any bill until consulting the people of Grenada.
So are you claiming to me here that consultation did not take place?
No, some consultation took place, but not the rigorous consultation that, to me, could have taken place and would have made the thing even better and everyone feel better about what's coming out of it. Because I'm not sure, I saw a couple things happen on television, and there was a couple meetings in some communities, but I thought we could have done a lot. They could have done a lot more with that, and gather way more information and more opinions about how to really go about this. And again, making something good takes time. There's no need to rush it. It's a 5-year term. Before this 3 years, they were, I'm not sure when the leader of the NDC had announced they're going to legalize while NMP was in office. But NMP was in office when the announcement was made that NDC would legalize if they got in office.
Yeah.
So whatever time that was till election, and then whatever time it is from election to now, I'm hoping that would give us enough time to at least come up with something robust. I'm grateful, like I said, that any bill is being introduced. And at the same time, I'm also mindful that just because I was given food doesn't mean I should eat it. Just because there's food on my plate doesn't mean it's for me. So I need to see what's the ingredients like to understand if that's healthy food, metaphorically.
Okay. One of the statements that the Prime Minister made, he even made it in Parliament recently, and he said that decriminalization was the first step. And I'm still left wondering, and I'm going to ask you the question, or your brother right there. First step to what?
So the issue with legalizing or having a proper framework is the time and making sure things are set up properly. For us, decriminalizing is going to be the easiest way to get the population to have some sort of control. We're already doing it here in Grenada. It's creating the initial framework of 56 grams and full plants at home, giving people the access to that, plus the Rastafarian rights to use the plant. And then, which is strategic. The second thing is now, once this bill passes, the committee has 6 months to actually create the framework, things like locations, licensing. Are we going to be taking foreign investment? What kind of economic outlook looks for the Grenadian people? So all these things has to be written properly over the next 6 months. The thing we can say is the administration have all these things already for years now. We've submitted policy frameworks, everything that they needed, and they've been had it. They just don't want to use it for whatever reason. They took some of the things that we submitted, and it's in the bill. We're grateful for that. But whenever you hear them say that they don't have anything yet, or they need all this information here to be able to create a legal medical market, that's false. They have the information.
You mean this present administration has the information?
Yes, we submitted policy since 2024 to them when they were asking for it. And for some reason, they just picked whoever they wanted to. Some of these committees, I find that when it comes to special education, it was not properly done. They didn't invite people here in Grenada, including myself, who are well versed in this plant, who could have really helped push the industry a lot quicker. I have it set up properly, but they didn't want that. Like Saisha said, they had some communications with us and the community, but it felt like them talking to us and not getting things from us, right? They didn't set up and say, hey, we're going to be at XYZ location. I mean, invite community members to come out and give their feedback. This is something they should have done in every parish. It was not done. And a lot of things that happened, it was last minute. So people who wanted to be a part of some of the things that they had going on had no access to it. And so that's one of the biggest complaints that we had with this current administration. We're grateful for what they've done, but things could have been better. And I can tell you for a fact that they have this policy, they have a framework for legalizing medically, and I have submitted that to them. And so if they ever come back and say that they don't have anything, that's false.
You just said legalize medically. So is it possible to legalize medically and decriminalize otherwise? Is that possible?
You would say though, I'll say yes in terms of from a legal standpoint, because decriminalizing just means you're not going to get arrested, right? You can smoke in your private, they're not going to come and arrest you. Legalizing medical means, okay, well, now I can go see a doctor. My doctor say, hey, for example, with me, my medical from the military, I have chronic pain. I can go to the doctor. Doctor, I have chronic pain. I need some help. Doctor will ask me, hey, Bevan, do you want low THC, high THC? What are you looking for? Doctor can give me a script. I can go to a dispensary or pharmacy. Looks like Grenada is going to go pharmacy and say, hey, this is my script from my doctor. And then I can get my medicine. That's the legal framework for medical. And with that now, it's more strict because whoever is growing, processing, manufacturing has to do things a certain way. The quality needs to be there. The products need to be lab tested. With decriminalization, none of that is being done. So whatever is on the market, people are getting from friends, growing. There's no way to know, like, is it in pesticides and the quality of the flower. With the medical framework, a lot more rigorous testing and traceability, all these things will happen. So that's when the difference between the cream and having a legal medical framework.
Saisha, what is happening here is that I'm realizing that, for instance, because of how we are structured in Grenada, you'll find that a school may be placed in a particular position where there are homes that are within 50 feet, 100 feet, 100 yards of a school per se. That happens in different communities across the island. However, one of the things that stands out in this new bill is that I don't know if it's 4 plants per home or 4 plants per individual. But another thing, say again? Is it?
Yeah, they said in the last reading, they changed it. Even the 4 plants per person. So if you have a home with 3 people,
it's per person?
Per person, yes.
Are you sure?
That's what they said. We know if you're gonna get changed, but that's what they said. That
so if you have you, Saisha, Gates, myself, and 2 other brethren staying in one house, that's like 6 of us, 6 4 24. There's a whole field of weed, you know.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? Oh my God. Anyway, but listen to this. My concern with this is that there are homes that are within 100 yards of a school. So if I decide to grow my 4 weed, am I in violation of the law that in relation to bringing a drug close to a school? Do you understand?
Once you're not within the radius of that yardage, if it's 10, 20, 100, 200 yards, once you're not within that yardage, you should not be contravening the law.
But no, if I live here, this is where I live. The school probably met my relatives. We have the land. We built. I'm living there. So can't I plant my 4 trees?
Not if you're within that yardage. No. Not by how the law is set up. That so if you go back a bit, and that's why if you notice the last thing said legal framework, and that's why I keep coming back to this. I'm not sure you can legalize for a specific thing. If you legalize a thing, it's legal. Period.
Across the board.
I'm still trying to figure out how you legalize a car for just driving on a one-way street. When you legalize a car, you legalize a car. Now there's regulations involved in what you can and can't do with a car, the legal framework. Children can't drive it. You need licenses. You know what I mean?
Speed limit and all this other things.
Right. These are regulations of how to handle and operate a car as a legal owner of one. Same thing with guns. Guns are actually legal, but you have to qualify to be able to get a gun. Once you qualify, you can have your gun. The problem is you can't have your gun brandishing at a school, on school property. See the difference? You can't just drive up on a school ground with your car just because you have a car, because there's kids playing. You can hit somebody. So the legal framework, and I think someone had challenged me before about legalization, and I keep trying to have this discussion. When we converse with the public, I think we should be very clear on what these things actually mean and what they entail, because most people are not avid readers. They're not going to go down and sit and research anything like that. They're going to hear somebody say something, they're going to tell somebody else, and the news is going to get around. Just okay. So if you go back to the beginning of this interview, when you said when we transitioned to cannabis, and you said cannabis in Grenada has been decriminalized, that's actually not true.
What?
Because it hasn't passed the Senate yet, and they didn't vote on it.
Well, yeah, that's true.
So one of the things that's happening is many people are running around, like really right now, educated people are seeing me and it's like, yes, well, yeah, I could smoke my thing, I could go plant my 4 plants. And I'm like, homie, you're gonna get arrested. Like, I could walk with two, you're gonna go to jail, homie. Like, do you understand how this parliamentary system works? For a bill to be passed, it must go through the Senate and be voted on. The first reading in the House, second and third reading in the House, all was done. So it passed the House. But because a bill has passed the House does not make that bill law. It still has to be put up in the Senate, and they have to vote on it as far as my feeble little brain works. Now, if I'm mistaken on this, please correct me, somebody. But as far as I know, it needs to pass the House, pass the Senate, they vote on it, it becomes law. Or I think it's gazetted, and becomes law.
Yeah.
See?
When it is gazetted, that is when it is.
That is when it's law. But unless it's in that gazette and says you can walk around with 2 ounces of weed and smoke a spliff, if you do that, you will still go to jail, especially the Rasta community, which is what they would. Yeah. Anyway, a lot of Rasta people gonna get charged for weed right now because they gonna think that thing is good because everybody's just running around talking about thing legal. The law is finally changed, and the law has not changed. It's just an announcement. It's just like when NMP had announced the bill and everybody ran up and down talking about they changed the law. They did not. They just introduced the bill. Now, if they had voted on that bill, passed the bill, gazetted the bill, then we'd have had a law. But they just introduced a bill. It wasn't a law. So right now, we don't have a law that changed. We have an introduction of a new bill to change the old law. And until that bill is voted on and gazetted, it is not a law. It's just a bill. So please be mindful as you travel and traverse the people's public that you are not allowed to have any weed on you right now because you will go to jail for a spliff.
You can still go to jail for a spliff. It hasn't been changed as yet. And it's good. And this is one of the reasons, Saisha, that I know I needed to speak to you, because if I say it, they might just say, Andre even know he's saying, about it, Andre. But coming from a Rasta, I dare say, people will tend to reason a bit more and say, hold on here. This is really happening. And I've even called for Starai, who is the Nyabingi leader here in Grenada, and also Pinky Bido, who is the 12 tribe leader here in Grenada. I've called for them to come out and start educating the public and to say to the public, hey, these are do's and don'ts. This is where we're at, just like what you're doing now, and saying, this is where we're at. Hold on still, because this thing has not gone through all the stages it needs to go through in order for you to do so and be able to smoke a spliff. The other thing, though, too, is the Prime Minister, or the bill basically says at this time that you can smoke at home or in private spaces. Now, is my car a private space? Is my yard around my house, is that a private space? And if I can do that, if I can smoke in private spaces, and my car is a private space, and I have my child who is under the age of 21 in my private space with me in my car, can I smoke? Or if I have that child at home, am I allowed to smoke, or am I breaking the law? Help me here.
As far as I know, from what I've read in that bill, if there is children in your closed area, I think that is not permitted, even though it's your private space, because there's some framework, some guidelines in there to protect children, especially little ones who don't have the choice and may not be able to walk out of a room. So if I'm reading it right, if there's children involved in those spaces, you are not allowed to. However, I would advocate as a responsible adult, can you not smoke around your babies? But it does like you need a regulation to tell you that. Okay. I know we do, because we do dunce really well.
Right. But I give you this other one. And I laid it out that way so that you'll say, okay, fine, you should know better than to smoke around children.
Right.
So what if your mother is not capable of moving? She's in the house.
So here's
what happens? What happens here?
Really good question.
An adult.
No, lovely question. Why? So this question is best answered about method of intake, method of consumption. So most people think the only way to use weed is to smoke it. Remember the first conversation we had, and when we started, I told you the start of this conversation is to say that smoking weed is the least important thing you can do with it.
I remember that totally.
Right. So most people still think up to today that the only way to consume weed is through smoking. And that's not true. You can consume weed by rubbing it in the palm of your hand or under the foot. You can consume weed by taking a jar and putting it under your tongue. As a matter of fact, they just created a suppository right now for women who have menstrual cramps to actually get weed inside them to release those cramps from a suppository. Yeah, homie.
Okay.
You don't need the habit of smoking weed is a cultural thing. Culturally, most people smoke in the different countries, from cigarettes to weed to all kinds of weird things. The myth, the mystery around weed, one of the mysteries is it's just for smoking.
Tired for liquid in a bush.
Exactly. So if you go back to our first conversation, remember when I introduced you to, we can make cars out of weed. All my clothes can be made out of weed. The house you're sitting in, all the chairs you're sitting on, all the tables could be made out of weed, and it'll be healthier for you and cheaper, and much, much stronger as well. We're not looking at weed the way we should be looking at weed.
But what happens if the mother is in the home and you choose to smoke? Are you breaking the law?
What do you mean, the mother?
Yeah, my mom lives with me, and my mom is
no, she's an adult. The protections are for children. So adults.
But shouldn't the protection stretch across with people who are vulnerable?
Well, that again, to me, I would act differently than most other people. So if my mom is in the house and my mom is not a non-smoker, I wouldn't smoke in the house because my mom is a non-smoker, regardless of whether she's sick or not. For example, when I lived with my mom as a young person and I started smoking, I could smoke in the house. As an adult, when she came to my house, my rules. So she had her space where she could be, and I had my space where I could go have my moment. We didn't have to mix because my house is big enough for that.
But smoke is not confined to your room? Smoke travels hundreds of feet.
Where I was living, I was set up where my smoke is piped out of my building, not into my building. But most people won't design their house like that. That's called ventilation. So if you ventilate your house properly, your smoke shouldn't be coming back into your business.
You're talking about ventilation here in Grenada. Nobody ventilating. What's wrong with your business? You crazy?
No, but in terms of answering your question, if you have someone in the house that is sick or elderly or stuff like that, that smoke will hamper them, then it's incumbent on you to ventilate your house differently or get out the house. If you really, if you have to smoke a split, unless it's like, and if it's raining, just wait till it stops, bro. Are you what? Are we saying this would be akin to addictive behavior? Like, oh, you need help, homie. You can't control yourself to wait till the rain stops to go outside and give your mom an ease.
So you say you don't smoke weed anymore, right? Am I correct there?
I consume.
Not smoke.
What kind of thing you trying?
I consume. I told you there's different methods of consumption.
But do you smoke weed?
Occasionally.
Occasionally.
Yeah. If I need direct, so remember I told you one of my reasons for actually consuming is because of the car accident I've been in. I deal with pain management. So if I need instant relief, smoking is probably the fastest way to get almost instant relief because it goes right into the bloodstream. If I have time and I could, take an hour or two to get it to release, then smoking is the least thing to do. I could eat it, I could drink it.
Two things here. One, you had this accident, and you were charged in Grenada for possession, correct?
Mm-hmm.
But what's with that case? What happened with that?
So I wish I could find a lawyer that would actually do law work in Grenada, especially constitutional work, because as a medical card carrying patient of a doctor of California, in Grenada, I was charged and told Grenada law does not recognize out-of-state prescriptions, which makes no sense to me because I know people that go to the police station and get some of the most toxic drugs that's even way more illegal than cocaine could ever be. And I was charged with that. I went to court, and then my case was dismissed for lack of evidence. Now, my question is, I had to sign a document stating that the amount of my medication that you had was correct and is my medication.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if I'm going to court for 2 years out of my life, having to be run through that courthouse, and at the end of it, you told me there is no evidence, are you double jeopardying a sick patient? Is the law?
Where is the evidence? Where is the evidence?
I would like my medication back, but I couldn't find it. They couldn't find it, so I couldn't get my medication back. So now that puts me in a position where I have to go and find new medication, which is still against the law. So am I going to break the law? And which is what I asked them. I'm like, I'm a patient, bro. So I'm agreeing with you. This is illegal. Grenada does not recognize you. Take it away. Good. Bye. Tomorrow, do you know what happens? As the sun rises, I'm still going to need medication. So what do I do? Do I wait 5 years until the law is passed to get medication? Because one of the reasons I need to use this, and my doctor prescribed this medication, because I can't use the toxic things that comes out the drugstore. Those drugs are toxic. They hurt me. I cannot use those things, and I refuse to use those things when there is something else I can use that will not harm me like this. Why is the law harming me for trying to heal myself when the law does not provide us, and the law actually provided a space for me to have 15 grams, but the Minister of Health will not sign off on it, and no doctor here will sign off on it, because the snake eating itself weird trickery that's happened is, if the doctor signs off on it, the doctor can lose his license. But I need the doctor first to sign it to then get to the Minister of Health. Once those two sign it, I can then have 15 grams of cannabis on me at any given time. I could even import it into the country because those two people signed. I will have that document.
But you don't need that again, because you can carry now 56 grams.
Yet now, after losing 2 years of my life and my money and my sanity for the same medicine that's now being legal, which is why I said it
brings me to this, Saisha, and our good friend there. Decriminalization of marijuana, and they spoke to 56 ounces of marijuana you can carry. Grams you can carry, and 15 grams of resin. What are they talking about here?
So when you can process weed, basically almost like a reduction to make people that don't understand certain things like cook, they can understand it. So when you're making coloring?
Yeah.
You put a little oil and they have to burn down. So you can make weed into an oil by extracting the chemicals out of it, by extracting the THC and things out of it.
Okay.
That's a concentrate. That's an extraction. Those concentrates are normally called resin.
Okay.
That is what you're able to have 15 grams of. So I would suggest anything keef, hash, oil, shada, any of these things are all extracts of cannabis. Any of these things, if you had 15 grams or more of those things, you will get the jail for it, or you will be charged for it.
For more than 15 grams?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, what about me wanting to bring in some seeds? Can I? What does the present act say about that? Does it speak to that?
I didn't see much. Did you?
No, there's nothing on seeds.
They're still developing. So this is one of my, again, as Bevon mentioned earlier, they're passing this phase, the quote unquote first phase to decrim. However, there's certain things in that it's obvious can be done before you pass the first phase. So I'm hopeful that within now and they voting on this decrim, that these things will be added and addressed, because as it stands, it's glaring that either someone is not doing their job or someone is not reading the bill they're putting out. So for example, you mentioned the smoking in public, no smoking in public. However, the minister will designate certain areas at a given time later to smoke in public. And I'm like, but you could do that right now.
Yeah.
I mean, again, the law hasn't passed, but in the bill that's about to pass, can you just look around and be like, no, yes, yes, no, yes. And then you put that in there so we understand clearly before it's passed where we would be able to go and do these things. So there's little things like that just it doesn't make no sense to announce this, read it, and have this glaring hole right here that I don't understand. Like, why would you set yourself up for that kind of blowback? Because that just doesn't look.
Bevan, we're still looking here at structure, yeah, and I'm really concerned about children, the minors. Do you think, based on what you've seen in relation to the act, Bevan, do you think that we have done enough to protect minors from the effects of what I call the second-hand effects of marijuana in Grenada? Because our culture is smoking. Have we gone far enough?
Based on me being back here, I look at things a little differently. It's going to be hard to protect the youth. For example, the last year and a half, I've been doing mentorship with the youth, and the majority of them smoke. 12 years old, 13-year-old, they're already smoking. And so I say there's only so much the government can do with this, right? Some of the predictions are in place here. I know they mentioned that they're changing the law. So if you 18 to 21, you go to counseling. If you're younger than that, there's other counseling things that they can do, because they don't want this to be on your record. For me, because I've been, like I said, behind the scenes with the youth for a year and a half, the system is not set up properly for what happens. Where I was for a year and a half, we assumed that program is going to be one of the programs for the youth, because those who got in trouble, they came and we mentored them. So that has to be set up properly. Like, that system needs to be done, right? Because once the bill changes, most of them going to feel like they're already doing it. And I agree with not doing things around the schools. And you brought up the topic about if your house is next to a school. And so as far as the ministers, they're concerned, if you're already in the house and the school's already there, more than likely they will not do anything to you if you're smoking on your own property. Because again, they said you're in your private residence. Right? And if you stepped aside and you're in the road and the school is right there, that's a whole different story. We'll see what happens with the final bill with that. But from what they said in the last reading last week, is that they're not going to go after you for smoking in your house if your house is a school across the street, because that's something that's out of your control. But for me, I'll come back again to education. This is important for us to really push out what the plant is. Like hemp, for example, let's go to hemp. Hemp is low THC, so you can have high amounts of CBD, which we use for medicinal values. That doesn't get you high. And that right there is for the things that I've seen the youth for the last 10 years using the plant for, will be able to help them because again, it's low THC, so they're not going to get high. But the anxiety, all the depression, all the things that they've told me that this is why they're smoking will help them. I will hope that the law allows that, and especially with the doctor and the parents' consent. In the States, as long as your parent approves of it, you can use hemp. And so my recommendation is let's focus when it comes to the kids, is give them a different option and say, hey, instead of smoking marijuana that's high in THC, go for hemp. Hemp will be able to help you better. And so just my opinion from being here, I don't think a lot of that's going to change with the youth. Just from conversations I've had with them, a lot of them stressed out. They have a lot of issues at home, and it's really bad. And so, and to the culture, if a grown adult is smoking and they see a grown adult smoking, they're going to do it anyway, right? So I come back to education and how we as parents really have the conversation with our kids, like the proper way to do things.
So 1 second. I think there's one piece that should be added to that.
Yeah.
So do you know what happens to an educated mind when there's nothing to do?
Goes to waste?
No, it doesn't. It wastes you.
All right, bro, I got you.
No, seriously. It will come in your house. It will break in your car. It will be on your corner. I'm educated and I got nothing to do. What do you want me to do? I have access to things that alter my mind. I'm educated and I have nothing to do. I'm bored. So Steve Jobs made a statement a long time ago. He said, most people don't know what they want until they see it. You don't know you like that girl until you see her. You don't know you like that food until you taste it. One of the things that's happened in the Caribbean, which exacerbates migration from the Caribbean, is the fact that we haven't seen the value of what we have and how to develop it. We keep looking outside of it. So all the opportunities, we look outside. So what we've been telling our children generation after generation is there's nothing here for them. Unless they get one of those service jobs, which already got 15 people and 12 people still waiting to get it, they're not going to get nothing. So when we do educate that young person, and this is the dynamic the reality that they have to live in, what do you think they're going to do? Depression, frustration, stress, anger, substance abuse, people abuse, self-abuse. So educating is good. Creating the legal framework so that, they don't harm themselves, and if they do, we can help them instead of continuing to harm them after they harm themselves. But where's the opportunity for these young people for gainful employment? Upwards mobility in society. Where is it? What? Umbrellas? IGA? Foodland? Selling barbecue on the side of the road? How much people are already doing that? 100,000 people in a country can all sell barbecue, because then there'll be no buyers. However, if we're not creating a mentality in our people that they can be entrepreneurs, they can develop things, their skills, their thoughts, their ideas just as valuable as the people that come into our country, the people who try to emulate from outside of the country, where are they going to go? Most people aren't born visionaries. Where's the vision we give into these young people so that they don't go smoke weed or break into people's houses? Where's that vision? What is the vision we giving them?
You spoke just now about ventilation, and someone sent me a message here, and I want to read it for you. Good morning. If I'm your neighbor and you're smoking weed in your private space, make sure you control the smoke. I don't want to smell it.
I got a response. That's easy. That's easy. The way I control my smoke from coming into your house on your property, close your window. I can't close your window, homie. I don't live on your property.
But you close your window too. You lock up yourself inside something. You can't tell me close my window. You rude.
So let me respond to that. I could, because Andre, I don't eat meat. But when you barbecue in your pork, I smell that all up in my house. It gets in my clothes and my hair. And I don't eat none of this. But do you turn off your barbecue? No. Or do I just have to close my window and wait till the barbecue is finished?
I don't eat meat too, but I don't eat meat and I don't smoke. So control your smoke.
Well, then
smoke in your pocket.
What? Control their meat. Long as you can control the barbecue.
I am not using barbecue.
Okay,
I'm not using barbecue.
Let me back up a bit.
Yeah, back up.
Andre, let me not argue. I'll give you a better one. Almost everybody in Grenada burns garbage.
Right. I don't. I throw it away.
I'm not accusing.
I'm
laying out a framework so you can understand. Almost everybody in Grenada burns garbage.
I don't.
Every single human being within nose shot of that garbage is being poisoned every single time they smell that. Poisoned, not disturbed, not discomforted.
But you poison me with your weed.
We don't poison people.
What do you mean we don't poison people?
No empirical data of that. Stop that, Andre.
Going River Road in the place on top of the hill, and you're gonna see them young fellas and them walking around and staring to heaven.
That's again.
What?
Let's stay focused. No empirical data in the history of mankind has proven that weed is killing one single human being. There is no data, no research, no information to show that weed is a poison. However, there's millions of tons of research and data to show when you burn plastics and batteries and oil.
I don't burn garbage. I don't burn garbage. The majority. Hold on, yes, Aisha.
No.
Stop, bro.
I never said Andre Donald burn garbage.
Stop.
I never said Andre Donald smoke weed.
No, but the majority of people in Grenada don't burn garbage.
Yes, they do.
Our disposal garbage.
They do.
Yeah, hold on a second here, Rastaman.
This has been one of my because this has been one of my pet peeves.
When you're ready for me to speak, let me know.
I will. People just burn garbage here with babies all around, not realizing you're literally poisoning people with your toxic garbage burning. And we have a garbage bin. We have a truck that comes in sometimes twice, 3 times a week, sometimes every day. And we're still burning garbage, poisoning people. So whoever is concerned that they will be harmed by the smoke of weed, please tell them keep that same energy for the people who are burning garbage next to their houses every week. Thank you. And I never said Andre Donald. Thank you.
For anybody to do any burning, that person must have the permission.
Have you lost your mind?
Are you listening to me? Are you going to listen?
I'm trying.
When you're ready to listen, let me know.
I'm ready.
You can be a good student, but if you continue to interrupt the teacher like that, then we'll have a problem. I might send you to the back of the class.
I'm just saying, I might volunteer.
In Grenada, to burn legally, you must get the permission from the Ministry for Agriculture. You must get the permission from the Ministry for Agriculture.
Right.
All right. And then you inform the police that this is what is going to take place. You inform your neighbors. All right. That is to burn if you're doing agricultural burning. I'm not talking about burn as in burning plastics and whatever. People do that arbitrarily, I do agree, but it is a very minute amount of people who do that still, because based on what the last administration did, we have a very good garbage pickup situation in Grenada. So we don't burn garbage anymore like that. We don't do that. We do agricultural burning, which one is supposed to get permission to do, and that is not something that happens every day. But you would be in your house every day smoking your weed.
Poor thing. Andre.
So, yeah, Andre.
Can I respond to that?
Of course you can.
I agree wholeheartedly that in Grenada, one must get a permit to burn certain things here. Just like one is supposed to get a permit to build certain things here. But I do know that most people that build here don't really get a permit. Nope. Secondly, Andre Donald does not burn garbage or smoke weed. However, Andre, you must understand, I have lived in different spaces in Grenada, different parishes. And in every space I've lived in since 2012, every single human being, it seemed, burned garbage, or it seemed like a consistent few, if that's the case, are burning trash with agricultural products, so bush and grass and things like that. Every single, especially in dry season, the day dry season starts, it's the fire season. Everybody and their uncle is burning some plastic, and I'm like, do you all understand? You're poisoning me You're poisoning. These people have children. You will see them standing there.
You
The
say
smoke is green and
you're regurgitating. Just to let you're not saying anything new, and I would not go back to try to say what I said before.
And no,
just
I'm
to
saying,
point out to
what
you
I'm
and
saying
to
is
know that our garbage
Mhm.
disposal in this country. If you live in Perseverance and you're telling me that you get in the smell, or you live in Brizan and you tell me you're getting the smell because they're burning in Perseverance,
Right.
and that burning takes place 9 times out of 10, it is a fire that is started, that nobody started the fire. It started because combustion took place, right?
Right.
But we in Grenadians don't burn like that anymore. Somebody just asked me something here, Saisha. Where you staying?
I've lived in that.
I want to know what you're saying, because we don't burn anymore like that. But then that should not be the defense.
What?
The defense should be, you cannot be smoking your weed next door to me, and I have to go through the inconvenience. You cannot be smoking weed next door to me, and when I take my shirt to go to work the next morning, because I was not home and I did not smell your weed, but when I take my shirt to go home, your weed has perfumed my shirt.
Right. And I agree. However, what I'm saying to you is, I have the same argument for the poisons that's in mine. When I come to work and I smell like I was in a house fire and I didn't burn anything in my house, and I have now lost 2 years of my life from breathing in that, you don't lose 2 years of your life from breathing my smoke.
Any smoke is dangerous to your health. Any smoke.
But there's
any smoke is dangerous to your health. Ganja included.
And I agreed with you. However, you cannot sit there and tell me that burning plastics that's toxic is the same as inhaling weed. If you say that to me, Andre, we have nothing to talk about.
Smoke is smoke. Smoke is smoke, Saisha.
Andre.
Bevon, hold on. Let me talk to Bevon here. Let me talk to Bevon here. Bevon, isn't smoke is not good for you? It is not good for you, Bevon. Respond.
We agree to that. But that's not what we're saying. We're saying the poison that plastic is more toxic than the
I am not arguing plastic smoke and ganja smoke. I'm arguing that smoke is not good for you. And the argument is, hold on, bro. You're trying to do so and put the burning of garbage on everybody. But I don't burn garbage. I dispose. Let me talk now, brethren. Good. I don't burn garbage. I dispose of my garbage properly. So if you live next door to me, you're not supposed to be inconveniencing me, because here's what you're doing for your mother who's in the house. Hold on. You are ventilating properly, which means that you are sending the weed smoke out into the atmosphere. So you care about your mother, but you don't care about me. Bevon. Yeah. Now you Saisha, hold on.
You funny.
Bevon, nothing to say on that.
So, I grew up here in Green. I was younger.
Mm-hmm.
We have more values of
courtesy
to people, right?
Thank
you.
Good
morning, good evening. I still do it, right? Mm-hmm. So if I'm a private home and I'm smoking and I see the kids outside, neighbors, I'm not going to sit there and burn a whole spliff and smoke up the place, right? So it comes back again to us being responsible and being courteous of our neighbors and say, hey, my neighbors outside, I'm not going to go do this. I know this lady here, she doesn't want to smoke. I'm going to go in my room, or I'm going to go out in the bush, right? And smoke.
Go in the bush.
Bush, right? Mm-hmm. So you have to be, again, for, this is where we have to be considerate of each other.
But when you go in the bush, that means in public space.
Well, if you're in my backyard.
Huh?
You have a bush in the backyard, right? In my backyard, that's considered private.
You see, that thing,
don't have no backyard. Some people
that thing is so tricky. It is very tricky, and we have to sit and understand that this thing, we have to be very careful of the elephant that's in the room, and we have pulled the elephant inside the room, and many people try to push it out. We have pulled the elephant inside the room, and then we have injected the elephant with THC. And now the elephant can't handle the THC, so everything in the room is going to crash. And that is what is taking place right now with us. Because when you start speaking about private space and people rent, and your private space is your room or your quarters. It could be a 2-bedroom apartment that you're renting. And yes, it is your private space. But what happens to the neighbor who's right next to you?
I could say this. What's more than likely will happen here is if you're renting, the law will protect the renters. So if you say, hey, as this is my property, I'm renting out to somebody, you cannot smoke, this is my rule, then the law will be on the side of the renter, not the rentee.
I wonder if your friend believes that.
It's not about belief. That's the reality. When you rent in a space, that's not your space.
Well, whose space? It's my space. I'm paying for it.
No, it's not. I'm the owner. It's my space. You're renting it. I gave you privilege to do that. Cut that out. Now, if in my lease agreement, I say there's no smoking in this house, you can't smoke in this house. Nothing. And the law cannot change that. This is this property is my private property. Now, once you pay rent, you have access to a private space in my property, but you don't own my property. That's not your private space.
So in essence, the taxes we are paying rent, right?
Not necessarily. You're the owners.
No, we're paying
taxes we pay. The taxes we pay. We're not renters. We are the owners. That's the problem we have.
No, I'm talking about the taxes, the land tax, and so you're paying a rent.
No,
because if you don't pay land taxes, they take it. They could take it, any.
Yes.
So you're renting.
Eventually.
You're renting.
No, you're not.
Bevon, help me here.
No. I mean, no. Don't jump.
No, I'm not jumping. Let me for some help.
I'll give it to him in a second. But this tax thing is very important. What we don't seem to understand is that one of the reasons we're paying taxes is so that we could have proper roads. Is that we could pay our police force. We're not paying. We don't seem to understand that the taxes we paying, we are employing people. That's not tax. That's your salary you're paying to people. You are the owners of a country, and you pay salary to the employees of the country called the government.
I am sure that Bevon has a different view on that. Bevon, don't you?
So we don't own anything here in this world. And I say that because even in the States, you don't pay your taxes, right? Property tax, you take the house, right?
Mm-hmm.
Your car.
That's your rent if you don't pay your rent.
You don't pay rent, right? So from I'm not saying legal, but moral standpoint, we don't own anything here, right? It can be taken from us, including houses, and I've seen that happen. And
let's get back to the weed.
Okay.
And a big question here. How does decriminalization affect driving under the influence?
They're going to have to come up with those guidelines. All those things are regulations, which is one of the suggestions we had made when we first started conversing with this administration, is that instead of trying to copy, like, let's say, St. Vincent bill, which is not the best bill at all, how about we look at all the bills that have passed in all the different places, analyze them, see what's the best we can get from them, see how we can augment our country, and we go from there. That'll be a good place to start, because a lot of those places have regulations in place for driving under the influence, for handling weed around children, for smoking inside private building, for smoking in rental spaces, for all of these things, for selling, distributing, processing, manufacturing, advertising, even down to, he will tell you better. He was from Virginia. In Virginia, you can't have any packaging where it looks like it's advertising towards children. Nothing, no cartoon characters, no funny gummy looking, sweet looking things, nothing. It must all look adult, or else you get charged heavy. So it's not like other people, the wheel hasn't been invented. It has. We're behaving almost like we need to reinvent the wheel, and we don't. We just need to look at all the wheels that have been there and see which one works best for Grenada's surface. I don't know why that's such a hard thing to do.
So you're saying in a nutshell, I'm gathering from what you said this morning, you're saying in a nutshell that the decriminalization has taken place, but the government has not gone far enough.
Well, yeah, in the sense that, no. So that's what I said, be careful what you just said. The decriminalization has not taken place.
But let us say that the Senate did pass it yesterday.
Right.
Right.
If they pass if what
Yeah.
is in that bill passes just the way it is,
Yeah.
the fall far short of where it actually could be, because it will leave a lot of people and a lot of gray areas for weird things. And
For
most of
instance?
those things can be addressed before the passing of the bill. Like,
Mhm.
let's say designated spaces to smoke if you're going to allow that. Let's say no allowing landlords, owners of properties, if they're rentings, they can have the ability to say to a person, a renter, a rentee, you cannot smoke them up. These regulations can be hashed out now. So if you pass the bill before hashing these things out now, it's almost, to me, it's like entrapment. Are you setting us up to go to jail? Because again, most people don't realize that if they get caught smoking a spliff, once this is passed, if they smoke a spliff in public, that's $300. If they go to court, that's $5,000.
Do you believe that health professionals should be part of this?
They must be part of this. They was always supposed to be part of this. And I'm not sure what happened with the law here, but most of the health professionals here were terrified of getting anywhere close to this, especially after speaking with them. They're like, I was afraid to lose my license. But they must be part of this. And I, from what I've seen with my humble little eyes, they have not been involved in this to the level that they should be, because there should be regulations for a lot of things that come out of them. Like the age of 21, that didn't come from the health industry here. That was an argument we were having in the first commission. And the vice chair wanted 18 because that's the international adult standard. And I'm like, if you do that, you're giving excuse to anybody here who wants to say you legalize it for children to get high. If we say 21 and anything on, and we make a caveat for people under that to be able to get a parent and a doctor's consent so that they can consume, then that's different. If your parent and a doctor consent for you to use something, how am I to argue? But before the age of 21, the medical industry says, the developing brain, the conservative leaning people and church, what we accuse as church-minded people here, tend to want to lean towards more 21 and 18 because they think that's children. So why would we do 18 and give them that red herring to just argue when we could just say 21?
It has been said that marijuana is the healing of the nation. It's been said by a lot of people. But I'm suspecting here, and Bevan probably can help me with this one. I'm suspecting here that marijuana can end up being very divisive as it relates to the population, because you heard of the person who just sent me the message there, speaking of the smoking in one area, your private space, which can disturb her in her private space. So could marijuana end up being very divisive?
So it comes back again to education. Marijuana is a really great plant. I had friends who have seen reduce the cancer, oral cancer, by taking the oils for 3 months. Went from a 15-hour surgery to just a 2-hour surgery, but having to cut into the body parts. And so there's a lot that can be done for the plant, but it comes again to education. And this is why I'm encouraging the government that you guys need to step up and have proper education, documents, consultations, videos on, hey, like Saisha said, there's a lot more benefits than just smoking, right? There's oils, there's edibles, right? There's creams, there's tinctures that you can use to really help us, right? A lot of seniors here that I have a discussion with, a lot of them dealing with pain, high blood pressure, all the different ailments that the plant, once it's extracted properly, is lab tested, a set of smoking that can be done really well for here. One of the things that I see is, especially being back home, is even though the system, you go to doctor for free, a lot of people here can't afford the medication, right? And so our hope with cannabis is open that door up for this holistic plant can be properly sold in the market for reasonable costs and help those who need it. But for me, again, I was around education, and this is why I put a lot of education teaching individuals on my platforms, is that, hey, open dialogue, because again, this is a new thing, like say a legal market for our community. So like, how do we destigmatize cannabis? And that's through education.
Saisha.
Yes, sir.
Is there a risk of this law being seen as political appeasement?
To whom?
The Rastas.
They wasted their time. Rastafari don't vote that much, so they're using them for. That's hustling backwards. That's
Rasta doesn't vote?
No, they don't. I've been trying to get them to vote. The most Rastafari don't vote. They don't get involved. That's Babylon government. We don't really deal with that.
Yeah.
Trying to convince our community that the power we have is the fact that we have this a math problem. We have the numbers. The numbers work in our favor. And if we threaten to vote, we literally could demand whatever we want. We have negotiating power, but we don't. We're disjointed, and most of us don't take part in the elections. So I don't understand why you would even cater for that community like that unless we start behaving like we need to be catered for.
So
and I'm going to get deep for saying that, and I hope I do, because we have not behaved in a way that lends ourselves to power. We have behaved in a way that lends ourselves to taking advantage of.
Then I ask the other question. How do we define who qualifies for religious use? How do we define that?
That is a very interesting question, because in Grenada's stance, I think that the easiest way to do that would be to go to the UN's definition of what Rastafari is. So in the UN, there's only, as far as I know, there's only 2 religions in that's recognized by the UN that's Afrocentric by nature. Only 2. Spiritual Baptist and Rastafari.
Okay.
So whatever I would lean to whatever the description of the UN as a Rastaman is, a Rastafari is. I think that would be the easiest criteria, because then it's universal. It's not just localized, and it's been accepted by the world countries. If we are to determine what's a Rasta person in Grenada, that is going to get very interesting, because everybody with locks going to say them as a Rasta man. But that doesn't mean that you are. The folks that are here right now, what I'm hoping doesn't happen is this clique thing where unless you're affiliated with certain people, unless you rock with certain people, all of a sudden you're not what you are. I'm worried about that, because I'm not sure if the government has a person that they have designated to figure out who is Rastafari from what's a religious space from now.
Who is Rasta from Ballhead?
Right, and that particular person is going to be very interesting, because they will also have ties to them to certain things. So it's a small country. Everybody has some feeling with someone or against someone here, and I hope we don't allow our baser instincts, our pettiness, to get in the way of something that we could, all benefit from.
Final question to both of you. Does the bill speak with enough force to the commercializing of marijuana, i.e. medical purpose, i.e. for wood, for hempcrete, for those sort of things? Does the bill speak to that?
No, and as far as I know, I think that kind of confused me too, because they're saying they're doing 2 phases, and the second phase is going to address medicinal marijuana. This phase is just to, I guess, ease up the police from.
So that is a smoke time. Just say that. That is time to smoke weed. That is what they think.
They did say they don't want to address recreational weed.
So then why? So hold on. So you think it only for Rasta?
I don't. I told you I'm confused. I don't understand that part, because I'm not. If we're decriminalizing and it's medical, that's the focus of this, and the first thing we do in the law is not address the medical part of it, but the smoking part of it. I'm kind of confused. I'm like, so I thought we wasn't doing recreation, so we are doing recreational. This specifically said, Nandi Noel, the chair of the CEO of the cannabis secretariat, when she announced it, I think she specifically said that we're not doing recreation.
The Prime Minister said so in Parliament.
Right. So if we're not doing recreation, and right now the decrim bill that's there actually seems to address just smoking, which is recreation.
Smoke and fly.
What I'm kind of concerned because then what's the medical part of it, and when is that coming, and what does that look like? And we haven't even touched industrial, or you know what I mean? Yeah. But they did say it was 2 phases, so I'm hopeful that the next phase is even like more robust, clearer, concise, and articulate.
So then it goes back to what I suggested, Saisha, through a question.
Mm-hmm.
If all this was the industrialization of it, medical thing of it wasn't done, then I believe that I can safely say that it was a political appeasement. But then you say Rasta doesn't vote.
No. So one of the things you have to understand is there's more ball, and this is one of the arguments I got with the Rasta community, because some in the community feels that when the laws change, Rastafari should have monopoly over that plant, and I am firmly against that, because that's antithetical to Rastafari. Monopoly and Rastafari don't work. However, one of the reasons I have to address this to the community is the majority of people in the jailhouse for weed are not Rastafari. It's baldhead. If we go back to the history of Grenada,
profile now, Bridget, it's time to profile me.
No, don't worry, I ain't gonna let your secret out. If we go back to the history of Grenada and we add up all the rest of the people that was arrested for weed and all the baldhead people that were arrested for weed, just because of the percentage of people in the island, it will show there's more baldhead people that was persecuted for this plant than Rasta. Which is why we can, as Rasta people, we cannot say with good faith that we want to monopolize the plant, because what about the other people who got treated first?
My brother Saisha, my other brother Bevan, our time is up for this morning. Of course, Saisha, you know that you can appear almost anytime you want to. You know where to find me. You've been the one who is, because of all your hiking thing these days, you've disappeared on your brother. But that's okay. I could understand that. You're doing something that is good.
Yep.
And maybe one of these days I need to come on a hike, but I don't have the proper shoes as yet. As soon as I have a good hiking shoe.
Man, let me see something. That's a fallacy. Let me prove you wrong.
What?
Hiking boots, buddy. You live in.
Okay, Saisha, I give up. Thank
you. So whenever you're ready, let me know. Get your pair of hiking boots, and we got something to do.
I got you, bro. Hey, Saisha, Bevan, thank you guys so very much.
Thank you.
Bevan, next time I really want to talk to you and Saisha, it is going to be about the different industries that we can get into as it relates to marijuana, because we have gotten to the decriminalization stage. I think people need to know what we can do, as Saisha started by saying, hey, things like your desk, your chairs, your banners, and your clothing can be made from hemp. And we need to do some and bring some focus to that, yeah?
Before we go, I'm going to let him get his last word. I need to say this. So in addressing what you just said, we have already established a school here. So to do all these things that you're saying, education, like you said, is the key. Mm-hmm. We already started a school.
Wonderful.
So
well, you need to talk to us about that. You need to talk to us more about that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Look forward to having that deeper conversation. My last word is I am grateful for what we have right now. It's a step forward. My biggest concern is the outside influence that has on the policy here and what's about to come. I hope that those who are in power that's listening is take heed that Grenadians need to have the larger percentage of ownership and benefits from this plant, and not outsiders. A lot of outsiders right now jumping to come down here and take over the industry. So I hope that whatever happens in the next, for the medical side and licensing, that Grenadians as a whole, especially locals, have some kind of power when it comes to the plant.
Bevan, I'd like to inform you that we are putting together, meaning at Real FM here, we're putting together different experts on different situations. And well, Saisha is always an expert for us, but you need to give Saisha your number so you can send it to me so that we'll have you as a list of one of the persons we can speak to for news purposes when it comes to things related to marijuana.
Awesome. Thank you. How about that?
And you have his email, so you can.
Is that his email? That's not yours. Rasta don't have email. What's wrong with Rasta? Rasta don't voting.
Just tell him Rasta don't
have email. No.
I got email. I this morning because of all the rushing and I had to be here. I wouldn't have been able to bring my computer, so I let you send it to him, so I can just come in and we can just join on one time.
Hey man, but it was wonderful. Nice to have you guys again, and looking forward to more in the future. Yeah,
sir. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Take care of yourselves. One love. Yeah, good. It's real. It's 91.9, 91.5, www.therealfmgrenada.com. Before you go, Gates, I told you were going to like this morning. Yeah, did you like it?
I like it.
You like it? Okay, good. See,
but you're not the right person.
Demo.
For the weed.
Well, yeah, I'm the best. I'm the best person to speak about the weed. You know why, Gates?
You're making the weed look bad.
No, but that is why I'm the best person to speak about it. You can't do some butter up the weed.
The ganja bone, man.
Yeah, well, tired feel like weed in a bush. Tired feel like pipe in a gully. We want to come out in the open.
In the open?
Where the breeze can blow it so far
away.
Yeah. Anyway, friends, take care of yourself. God bless you. And I'm looking forward to talking to you again tomorrow morning, Thursday, agriculture. And don't forget, the Breakwater Food Festival, that's this weekend here in St. Patrick. It promises to be a wonderful occasion. So be a part of it. Goodbye. God bless you. Take care. Man gone.
Triple N. Informative, entertaining, and first. Every hour on the hour.
Welcome to the latest update of news from Triple N. We'll have the details when we return.
In an industry where customers expect quality, M&N Hardware Limited is a leader in locally manufactured aluminum